Welcome, everybody. It's Kristina Wolf here, and this is an episode of Energy Mastery, Creating Systems to Support Your Best Life. And today we have with us Yvonne St. Would you like to introduce yourself to our listeners?
Yes, hi, Kristina. Thank you for inviting me here. I'm happy to be adding value to your community. So I'm Yvonne St. I'm a prosperity coach, and it's a bit more than that. Essentially, I help people to live, love, and work on purpose. So my certifications and mastery is connection. It is life coaching, international holistic mind, body, spirit. I'm also followed by the Oprah Winfrey Network on Twitter due to my contributions to Super Soul Sunday. I'm a certified money breakthrough coach and a business coach with PMI certification, business analysis. But this is not what people really want to hear and know. They want to know what I can do. And essentially, I help clients to resolve the deeper disconnects so they can have more connectedness, more trust, more safety, more comfort, and have a good relationship with themselves so they can embrace who they are and be of service with who they are, their unique, brilliant self-worth, and from there make good money doing what they love.
That's really awesome. I love the way that sounds. Now, when you talk about prosperity, it's really great how it's not just about money. It's on so many different levels. Can you talk about how you help your clients to discover more prosperity, not just with money per se, but like other areas of their life as well?
Absolutely. So prosperity is when we are able to live with the richness of life. So it's to really come from a wealthy space within to create wealth externally. So let's say that a person is in a toxic relationship in their personal environment and they want to do their business and they're struggling. So it would be to optimize that environment because they will. It's like this, the environment is stronger than a person's will, even God's will. So you got to be in a good environment where you are supported and where you can thrive. So essentially, connection is a deep core vital need. And if this need is not fulfilled in a loving and caring way, because connection is loving and caring attention. So if other people are drawing energy from this person who wants to make it work, it's kind of difficult. So it's the ability of recognizing when a person's heart is closed, when a person's heart is open, and being soulfully assertive to take that next best step. So essentially it would be in their personal life, in their money situation, because if there's a money leak, well, something's happening, right? So it's,
yeah.
And also in business where people want to be in alignment and they want to be in the flow where clients flow in, where opportunities flow in.
Yeah. And do you find that your clients who weren't in alignment that go through your program then really feel like a huge shift in the community that they're serving, like they're able to serve a lot better?
It's a complete transformation. It's a complete I'm going to give you a very specific case study. So I had a person who wanted to work with me last year in December, and this person had tears of anxiety, wanted to go bankrupt, and was not feeling at their place. This person didn't feel like she was contributing in a very significant way. And I said, okay, before you take any decision, we're going to get you connected. We're going to resolve that deeper insecurity that keeps you out of alignment. So 4 months after, there was a payment of a $41,000 debt that was done. And thereafter, I think during the 9th month, the career was completely shifted, where the person was into insurance and just sold the clientele to get back into environments. And there were tears of grace to see everything just aligning and people wanting to help and have common products with regards to biology, organic, that just opened up different opportunities. And now where the person is, this beautiful soul, is in tears of, oh my God, I'm receiving all of this.
Yeah.
So beautiful. And that reminded me, I remember my son, when he was 5 years old, he had asked for 3 gifts at Christmas. And when he got all these 3 gifts at Christmas, he didn't know what to do. He was overwhelmed and he just cried. And I says, oh my God, this is so pure. This is receiving. That's how it is. And thereafter, it just reminded me when I gave birth and I drove back home with my son's father, I was sitting in the back and I just had tears of joy and grace. And so it's enabling a person to allow to receive at a place where there's joy, enthusiasm, and where it's just opened up and where the person feels worthy and deserving.
And that's so beautiful. And it made me think of my experiences where when I was blocking my ability to receive, that completely affected my ability to give. So if you're not able to receive, it's like you can't fill up to be able to give your best to your clients or to whomever. You're not in that soul alignment. You're, like you're saying, you're not finding that centeredness or that place of grace or whatever. And there's a balance there. You have, you can't just be putting out all the time or taking in all the time. You have to, I think that for a lot of women entrepreneurs in particular, the ability to receive is a skill they have to learn. It's something that's lost over time or has to be picked up. What do you think about that?
Oh, I think you're spot on, because you know what? Giving and receiving is exactly the same loving energy. But what happens is that women forget themselves.
Yes.
Just yesterday, I was talking with someone who was referred by one of my clients, and after 40 minutes, she says, "Where do I sign? I really want to work with you." And her situation was this. She was forgetting about herself, and she has 2 children. And then she was saying, my husband, I want him to be there for me, and he'll only be there like when I really, really need it. But I'm the one that sort of pushed him away because of the need to control. And this touches a very deeper insecurity. That is so true. And there's a deeper disconnect that needs attention. So you touched on something important.
Absolutely. And to go a little bit deeper with that is, I can say I had to really learn how to handle that anxiety of waiting and allowing. Because when I was growing up, my mother was always very much in charge, head of household. My grandmother worked at a whole host of generations of women in our family who were in charge. And, the men were just sort of like supplementary in the household. And I learned over time, like, that wasn't a fulfilling feeling to me. I wanted to have a much more balanced relationship. And when it got to where I was pushing my partner away because I wasn't allowing them to do things for me. And, and I know there's so many other dynamics, but, in my case, I have a male partner. A lot of men really like to give, to do stuff that gives them that protective feeling. And until I tapped into that, it was like so many other things started opening up for me. When you allow that person to support you in any relationship, your friends, your coworkers, whatever, then you start having your energy freed up to do more elsewhere because you're not doing so much. You're receiving some, and then you can do more, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that is important. And it's important to have like that same equal partnership to share. And what's really important is what a lot of people seem to judge or write books about, or just like it seems to be a puzzle, is vulnerability. But vulnerability is a pure state.
Absolutely.
When we allow ourselves to be there and also give ourselves the self-care in different ways, it is this gift that we offer to our spouse. It is this gift that we offer to clients. So we really need to fill up with this and get to the underlying fear that causes all of this.
Yes. And so what if you have a client that comes to you and they are, and this series is mostly geared towards other coaches and healers and people who are really struggling in their business. They feel like either their business is now draining their energy, or they're unable to give their best to any area of their life. How do you help them? Do you have a program?
Yes, absolutely. I have a program. They need to be reassured on the what and on the how. And, with regards to energy healing, I have a certification in energy healing, and I get what closes the heart, what opens the heart, and having a life tool to manage energy, thoughts. So I'm going to get into a 5-step process that I do have in my program that really helps. So the first one is really to master your psychology, your ego, your growth, your emotions, your spirituality, because behind emotional maturity is there where is spirituality. So getting out of the conditioned mind, getting out of the ego mind and that learned helplessness or powerlessness, which is a feeling that needs to flow through. So getting to the primary emotions, or as I say, existential feelings, because we exist with life. Getting to that, and there having the heart be at the service of the higher will, and this be at the service of the heart.
So basically, all the masks are off at that point.
All the masks are completely off, and do declarations like what, why, sign it, and be in alignment and have it flow through like within several months. I can give you examples of this. Oh my God, it works so quick, so fast when a person is fully connected and in alignment. So that's a very important one. The other aspect is really to define one's unique self-worth and brilliance and make the difference with worthiness, because worthiness is impacted when a person is not seen, heard, or validated. And everyone has issues of this in their lifetime, of not being heard, seen, or validated. And something is recorded that I'm not worthy of. Could be money, time, love, attention. I'm not deserving of something. So this needs to be busted, because the blocks, they really create that shutdown. And so the other part is self-worth, defining one's unique brilliance, strength, abilities, gifts, and talents, and from there be of service and have that authentic marketing come from there. So competition does not exist when a person is in their authentic self. So come from that and know how you belong and how to be of service. So I would say that's the second one. And so the third aspect is really to have a good mindset with money, to improve a relationship with money, because when there's blocks, it causes a shutdown, and there are really a lot of struggles. But money is very neutral. It is. But we all have like an imprint that impacts both our life and our money. So this needs attention. And so the fourth aspect is really to get into a good vision, because even Tony Robbins says this. In the Bible, it's even written that people without a vision perish.
Very true. Yeah.
And Tony Robbins is so graceful, makes a whole lot of sense. So it's important to have a vision. Within the vision, have a strategy. Within the strategy, a few priorities. From there, establish goals and take inspired action with that golden thread that leads to the vision to have specific results. If it is a lifestyle that you want, well, why and what, and make money, have a home to that. So if someone just says, I want to have money for money, okay, well, what's it going to give you? And get to those deeper reasons. And the fifth aspect is really to optimize environments, to have a good office if a person works at home or elsewhere, and to be supported by a significant partner or a community, and be coached, be coachable, all of this.
Yeah, it seems like a holistic approach. You have to have a community, or like you say, a vision. And I like that term, the golden thread, because without that, then that's where you start feeling ungrounded, and you can't really keep your eye on the prize per se, because you're like, why am I doing this? Am I making money just to make money, or am I making money because I feel like I can provide more for the people that I care about? Or
Exactly.
That's the piece you're chasing, is the feeling of fulfillment, of providing, whatever it is for you. You know, for me, it's the money is so I can provide for the people I care about. You know, and you can do more and give more when you have more. So yeah, so it's that aspect, identifying those.
That's important, but you mentioned something really important at the beginning where people seem to push and push and push and push, and that's difficult, and that does lead to a burnout, and that's not the way to go about it.
Yes,
because that's coming from fear.
And it seems like over the course of me doing this series, I've learned a lot of strategies from many coaches, and one of the many themes that I'm seeing is you must take time out to rejuvenate. And that's like when you're in anxiety mode and you're mistrusting the universe, that's the first thing to go. You're like, I have to keep doing, and to sit back and allow, and it seems counterintuitive to stop and rest.
But you know what? You're touching into something, because here's a very simple path from connection to comfort. So, and I learned this because I grew up with deaf parents. They couldn't hear, and I had an insecurity complex and that anguish and anxiety. So the more a person is connected, the more they will trust, because they are in connection with their powerful inner guidance. The more they trust, the safer they feel. The safer they feel, the more comfort they have. And at the same time, if a person is highly sensitive, it is very easy to be scattered. I'm highly sensitive, and it's very important to stay very practical at the same time.
Right. Yeah.
So to be
pulled into other people's emotions very easily.
Yes, we do. And we need to manage our energy. So myself, an hour and a half every morning is my time to connect, to visualize, to pray, and to have an intention for the day.
Yes. Yes. That's another theme too, is that take that time to set your intentions for the day, for sure. Now, I wanted to mention too, when we're talking about money and people not feeling worthy to hold on to the money, and you talk a lot about feelings of safety. Do you see that connection where how safe they feel and how easily they're able to hold on to money?
Yes.
You feel very insecure, very unsafe, then this seems like money is just, maybe it'll come to you quick, but it'll go real quick. And there's something to that, I think, for sure.
Yes.
It really affects your sense of safety and, you know, the lower chakra energies, for sure.
It really does. And it's all about your life imprint, your experiences, your experiences with important people regarding money. So just this week, this is a good example. This week with one of my clients, and I want to get his file because this is just like, you will see it right on. Okay, this person had a deeper block about money. And so when in his conditioned mind, he got to, I can't. And here's the trail to I can't. And then on the other side, it says, I'm blocked, I'm closed. And this is in French. I work in both French, English, and Spanish. So I'm blocked, I'm closed. I don't want to because there's a lot of conflicts and it's really shit. Money is bullshit. And it stops me from being happy. And I don't deserve money because it's not in harmony with what I do and who I am. So he had witnessed a conflict between his parents at a younger age, and it was about money. So the conditioned mind, the ego mind picked it up that money is not safe.
Yeah.
You see the safety, the conflict. So deeper insecurities, a person who is insecure is afraid of conflict and will resist and will then control. That's exactly what happens.
And I was about to say too, that also affects your ability to receive.
Absolutely.
You're not feeling safe. You're doing because it's connected to your sense of safety. And then you can't allow other people you don't feel safe to relax and allow and receive.
So you see, when a person doesn't feel safe, the person will control.
Absolutely.
Control goes hand in hand with insecurity. And under that, there's resistance and that anxiety, that deeper tension that is there, which is a disconnect.
Yes. And to excavate to that point, takes a lot of time to peel back layers of insecurities and that lack of safety or beliefs, like you're talking about. You can go back to childhood, and that's where the majority of those feelings are coming from.
You are spot on this. I want to say I took the forgiveness course with Yalanza, who is on Oprah. Her gift is forgiveness. And she said that 90% of what we feel and think as adults comes from our childhood. And I really believe that because I live it. And it makes sense that they say we're only conscious about 10% of stuff. So it makes a whole lot of sense. It's to come back to self-love by unpeeling the onion, like you just said.
And it may be even some very small experience.
Exactly.
You didn't, it just seemed a lot more formative for you than it might have been to maybe the other people in your life.
Exactly.
And, I think about my own childhood and my father who left our family, and he called me when I was 4 and said, "I'll call you back." And he never called me back. That one conversation formed so many belief systems. When you think back from the childhood, it's like how you form when you're a child, and and what direction you take with it. It's like what if you miscalculate on the ground by an inch, you'll miss the moon by a mile.
Yes, you will. Yes, you will. And so you know what you've lived is physical abandonment, and those existential feelings that cause that deeper disconnect. They are pure feelings of the heart, which is powerlessness and helplessness over another person's words or behaviors, a disconnect, which causes loneliness.
Yeah.
Those are the heartfelt feelings. And the ego mind has like 4 major false beliefs associated to protect these feelings, which are: I will go crazy, I will die, I will lose control, or I will be sick. And I've had all of these, and so did clients, and this is how the ego mind works to protect here. So the ego mind will make you crazy in believing all kinds of stuff. So what were your deeper beliefs about this?
My needs aren't important.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, my needs aren't important. What I want never comes. Don't trust other people to give you what you need. All these things. And that what I was going to say was, after I did a lot of work around that, is when I started feeling a lot more confident in my ability to give my gift. And I think that there's so many healers and coaches, and they have where they call, I use the term, your mess becomes your message. The things that you went through, your wounds and whatnot, everyone has them. And when you reach a certain level that you've processed them, that you've raised your consciousness, they're no longer triggers. You can look at them and feel neutral about them. Then you're reaching a place where your energy is here. It's here in the now. You're not plugged into that old story. You're not plugged into this story. And once you can look at them and feel neutral, and you've done the work to forgive and let go and move forward, then you're in that centered place, that centered in self place.
That's important to do that deeper healing. I've had 8 years of conventional psychological therapy, enough for a doctorate degree. What you're saying is your human fundamental need of importance, which is valuing your life, valuing yourself, your needs, your wants, your desires, and being assertive out of self-respect and respect for others. And this was also one of my life lessons of having been raised with deaf parents, where their needs were more important because they were stuff that they could not do. So not having those needs, and really it's a humbling experience to have humility to come back and say, yeah, I am important. I have needs.
Yeah, that was, and I share this too, because once I overcame, I used to call it, if I would give up hope that he would call back, then I would, I'd give up the dream. But I said, no, I'm going to release myself from that pain. And as soon as I freed myself of it, believe it or not, his family contacted me. It was like all of these things, you know, when you start surrendering and allowing, that's when you're ready to receive. So this has been a really wonderful conversation.
It is. I'd like to add one final thing to what you're saying. So at one point, people resign from their needs because that's what they grew up with. And for highly sensitive people, this is very difficult. It is difficult. All healers, they are highly sensitive, and this is a difficult space. So this needs attention.
Mm-hmm. And once you attend to it, it's no longer like this huge crisis. You know, you can address it in a calm way and come back to your centeredness a lot easier. So on that, we could talk for a long time about all this. Our listeners are just like, wow. I hope that a lot of our listeners found this as meaningful as I did. How can they get a hold of you outside of this speaker series?
Okay, outside of the speaker series, I would like to offer the members of your community a breakthrough session, so they can go to YvonneStLouis.com, YvonneStLouis.com/apply, and this will open up a breakthrough page. So that's.
We'll put the link below for them to have easy access to that.
Okay, so I would like to offer that because having started out as a natural polarity healer, I really get it.
Yeah. Yes, and I feel that from you. You have such this kindness, this wonderful spiritual kindness to you. Yes.
Thank you, Kristina.
Oh, you're quite welcome. Well, I wish we could talk more, but our time is up. And so for all of our listeners out there, bye for now. Take care.